I'm bored! Entertain me.
Hey, what's going on, motivators? My name's Corporal Russo.
And I'm Wiser Ass Asian.
And welcome to Death Battle. Today we got one hell of a battle. We got Carnage from Marvel versus Lucy from Elven Lied. So,
Lucy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go with Lucy on it. Because I know the anime stopped on the one season, but in the manga, she just goes like so OP'd. It's ridiculous. So,
I remember, I didn't read any of the manga, but the anime I watched was just like, oh my god.
it's like, what can stop her?
Yeah, you see it coming. Ah.
Yeah, but first off, before we jump into this battle, quick rundown. I did get to see a sneak peek of this over at RTX when Death Battle had their panel, but I didn't get to see the whole thing, and they showed who was going to be in the next Death Battle, which I won't reveal, because, you know, they're going to reveal it after the end of this one, but, dude, crowd went apeshit when they saw who the next combatants were, and they made an announcement. Their 100th episode, they're doing a live-action Death Battle. Crazy, right?
Yeah.
They didn't announce it.
Yeah.
And also, I got some free stuff at RTX, so here we go. We're going to be giving this stuff away. First off, got a little Ren figure. Got this for free. Someone just stuffed it down my shirt. Got Mr. Jean Arc right there. Got the figurine. And this won't be available till the fall. Ruby Dust Candy. So definitely going to give this stuff away. Definitely to one of my supporters. Goes by the name Cypher. He was supposed to be the guy that we put the GoFundMe for, but only one person donated. So, Cypher, you're definitely getting one of these. And if anybody else wants a chance to win any of these right here, just remember to hit the subscribe button and let us know in the comments why you deserve it. And I love the comments on that, dude.
Oh, and real quick, thank you everyone for the birthday wishes.
Oh, yeah.
For those you know, I turned 26. And yeah, last night was awesome.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and to the King of Lane, thank you for that message on Twitter. But anyway, so we're both on...
Shout out to Jackie.
Okay, inside story of that, but yeah, so Lucy, definitely, but, alright, let's jump on into this.
If my ex-wives have taught me anything, it's that there's no real limit to crazy.
So I married an axe
like
murderer.
Carnage, Marvel's dangerously
Jim Carrey
insane
has to
psychopath.
play. He's the only person
Or
who can play
Lucy,
him.
the
Yeah,
messed up
definitely
murder
Jim
lady
Carrey.
from Elfen Lied. Elfen Lied. It's German. Yeah, whatever. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick. And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. Cletus Cassidy didn't have the chance to be a well-adjusted adult because his entire family was already crazy.
Definitely Jim.
While Cletus was just a boy, his father got sent to jail for killing his mother. Which he did because she had tried to kill Cletus. Which she did because Cletus had tortured and killed her dog Fifi. Well, go Miss Cassidy! All dog
Yeah,
murderers
this dude's
deserve death,
psychotic
even
as
if
hell.
they're 8. Right, Jack Spaniels? Good boy. Oh, and Cletus murdered his grandma too, because she was kind of a bitch. He didn't stop there and wound up burning down his own orphanage. Years later, he was finally arrested and convicted for 11 murders. You mean the 11 murders they knew about? But while in prison, Cletus found that he wasn't alone. In fact, his cellmate just so happened to be Eddie Brock. Who you may know is that creepy guy covered in black ink called Venom. That ink is actually a symbiotic alien known as a Clintar. This symbiote bonded with Eddie, transforming him into a powerful and violent rival for the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. But what Eddie didn't know was, it was pregnant. Oh, time to go out for cigarettes, Eddie. Well, symbiotes actually reproduce asexually. When Eddie became Venom once again, the symbiote sort of oozed out its spawn and left it there. Just like me and my dad. Well, this new symbiote immediately attached itself to Cletus, but unlike the Venom one, it merged through a cut on his skin, creating this suit made out of blood.
Yep.
Ew, that doesn't seem sanitary. And together,
Yeah.
they became Carnage. A fitting name for a psycho mass murderer. Cletus and his new symbiote quickly got up to what they knew
those
best,
are the good old
creating
days.
maximum carnage. Remember that game? Great. And with
I
his
don't remember
new
that game at all.
superpowers, he was a vicious force to be reckoned with. He has the same superhuman strength, speed, and durability as Venom, and supposedly even greater, like a Venom 2.0. He can shapeshift to make all sorts of killer weapons, like axes, swords, and spikes.
Tio Louie
He can
told
even
me
rip those
that in one of the
weapons off
comics he
himself
murdered
or launch them
Spider-Man.
at his victims. Have you ever tried ripping your fingers off and throwing them at people?
Yeah, did something like that.
That's kind of what Carnage does.
The symbiote can also reach out with dozens of chaotic, blood-soaked tendrils, perfect for strangling the people he doesn't want to see anymore. With a single touch, Carnage can infect a person with a portion of his symbiote, controlling or torturing them at his leisure. He has unbelievable regeneration, and even if somebody finds a way to disable his suit, the Carnage symbiote lives inside his bloodstream and can come back out through something as meager as a paper cut.
Also, the symbiote literally sees everything around it. It's kind of like wearing a suit made of eyeballs.
Well, let's say
Power
you're able
Rangers.
to dodge his projectiles, outrun the tendrils, and get out of sight from the eyeball suit. You're still not safe. He will catch you, because he can sprout wings and fly.
What the hell? Since when?
Since realizing that shapeshifting is a really useful ability.
So he's able to fly, he's totally aware of everything around him, and he's full of blood? This guy's like a giant mosquito of death.
Sure. Carnage has said he's at least 10 times faster than the average man. But that's pretty modest, because Venom has shown he can move fast enough to catch up to a bullet after it's fired. And Carnage is frequently shown to be as fast or even faster than him. This puts Carnage over 1,500 miles per hour, over twice the speed of sound.
Pretty much.
He's lifted a 50-ton tank, and he can overpower Spider-Man,
Oh, he defeated
whose best
Deadpool, I didn't
supported
know that.
strength feat was lifting that giant machine thing that weighed as much as a 1965 locomotive.
Which would put it around 130 tons.
And you know those weird tendril things crawling around his body? When he wanted to find a missing journalist in New York, he climbed to the top of the Empire State Building and just stretched them all out over the city.
He found her by this coastline, and this building nearby looks a lot like the consolidated Edison plant between 14th and 15th Street. That's about 2 miles away.
Oh shit.
And as a thank you for saving her, she shot Carnage in the head.
Lucy's
fine.
arms?
Save your own ass next time, lady.
Hey, he was fine. Carnage's
Peter's
durability doesn't come from a sturdy build. Instead, his form is malleable and somewhat fluid. Technically, his human body still exists somewhere in that mass of blood, flesh, and writhing tentacles, but even when he's hit by a train, struck by missiles, or blasted apart by a tritium bomb, he can always just pull himself back together.
So long as there's a piece of him still around. Given the size of that blast, it looks like Carnage survived a blast worth 125 tons of TNT.
Very impressive. Also, he once smothered and survived a gene bomb designed to wipe out all of humanity except mutants.
He's even survived being ripped in half and thrown into space.
By Sentry.
Seriously, what kills this guy?
Well, he does share the same weaknesses as other symbiotes, namely extremely loud
Deadpool.
noises and heat.
Well, until he traded the sound one for a weakness against some Cthulhu-looking magic.
Carnage has been through a lot, but with 2 minds as one, he always gets back up to keep doing what he loves.
Murder, murder, and, you know, more murder.
Carnage is
There are some mysteries the world holds, which no one
by the
is
way,
meant to know.
at the convention, when
Every
you're
day,
showing this, and they showed that one
somewhere
infamous
comes
scene
ever
that
closer to
everybody
destroying
knows.
everything you
Everybody was just like, oh no.
One such secret is the Dicloni.
Ah, no big deal. They're just a race of crazy people who want to infect human beings to make more Dicloni and then wipe out all of humanity. Oh, look at the cute little horns. They look like kitty ears.
To accomplish this, the Dicloni would have to rely on their queen, Kad, better known as Lucy.
Luckily for everyone, some important people figured this out and captured her. And now it's time for your only warning.
Right, Lucy's methods, let's just say they're not for the faint of heart.
And let's also say that those lucky important people were about to get very, very unlucky.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, what's happening?
To truly understand, let's take a step back. As an infant, Lucy was abandoned by her parents and left alone to suffer a life of constant discrimination.
It was the horns, wasn't it?
Right, even the average kid hates growing up in an orphanage, but it was especially
I think when it comes to
painful for
top
her.
10 anime
Well, she
scenes, this
found a
one
stray puppy
seems
and
always up
decided to
there.
take care of it. That adorable little critter and her became best friends. And then the other kids from the orphanage went out and beat it to death and forced her to watch.
Pause. Okay. Pause.
Well, no shit, she wants to kill everyone. Go ahead, Lucy. Tear up those little bastards.
And we love this scene so
Rare
much.
you see
Whoa.
kids get killed like that.
Damn.
This was the first time Lucy unleashed her psychokinetic vectors. As a Diclonius queen, Lucy is meant to use these vectors to infect ordinary human beings with the Diclonius virus.
Oh, but she uses them for so much more.
For simplicity's sake, think of the vectors as invisible arms which can sprout from Lucy's back.
Lucy can use up to 28 vectors with a normal range of about 6 to 7 feet. When she gets really serious, her horns grow and the vectors get way longer and stronger.
They
She can vibrate her
broke out
vectors
the
at different
atmosphere.
frequencies, and each level
Yeah.
of vibration has different effects.
Kinda like that thing that my ex-wife had on the nightstand that I thought was one of those crazy pens.
At low frequencies, her vectors can pass through objects with no effect. At a medium frequency, the vectors become solid, like extendable hands, while still completely invisible. These can be used as shields and lift heavy objects.
Oh man, if I had those things, I'd be messing with people all the time. Like tying their shoes from across the room. Also, since this seems to be a thing in this episode, she can fly.
It's not really flying, she's just lifting herself off the ground. With the third frequency, Lucy turns her vectors
Bam.
into invisible blades. These can cut through people and bend metal.
And with the last and highest frequency, Lucy gets explosive. No, really, at this level, they finally become visible and can strike with enough force to detonate. Damn, they don't call this chick the queen for nothing.
Unfortunately, Lucy is not always in control of what she does. Turns out she has developed several alternate personalities.
Yeah, getting shot in the head can do that to you.
That injury specifically created New, a passive, almost childlike persona which exists as a coping mechanism for Lucy's trauma. As New, Lucy would finally find friends, and began forging a path toward hopeless redemption.
Unlike her third personality, the so-called DNA voice, which constantly whispers in her ear that she's got a job to do. Kill them all, Lucy, before they hurt more puppies. Ooh, spooky DNA.
She could do it too. Lucy's fast enough to block bullets from a point-blank range. And once, she actually saved herself from a bullet after she had already been shot. As in, while the bullet
Wow,
was traveling between her
Yeah.
skin and her heart.
It looks like she's getting shot by an MP5, which fires bullets at nearly 900 miles per hour.
With her body type, the distance between Lucy's skin and heart is less than an inch, probably around 2.4 centimeters. Given the bullet speed and the distance her vector would have to reach from her back before the bullet hit her heart, her vector had to move nearly 1,900 miles per hour. That's over twice the speed of sound.
She can throw a pen through a guy's skull. Brutal. And even toss this giant boulder.
When compared to this guy, Bando, whom we know is 6 feet tall, we can determine the boulder weighs about 75 tons. Her vectors are also tough enough to block a missile from the Air Force. While the exact model of missile is unspecified, it is fairly large and likely an air-to-surface type.
I bet it's one of the Air Force's SLAMs, or Standoff Land Attack Missile, built off the back of the Navy's Harpoon missile. In fact, a harpoon is used against a different Diclonius at one point. So this beast slammed into her vector at 500 miles per hour with a 1,000-pound explosive yield, and it didn't even phase her. Even without a vector
was that?
shield, she
A
survived
mosquito?
a pretty nasty explosion herself. Though it
Did that
did
scene
knock her out.
SpongeBob? Who drew
Impressive,
that
but
piece of
how about the
paper?
time she punched through an island? A strike literally compared to nuclear fusion. This kicked up a 100-foot tidal wave and a 9.2 magnitude earthquake. A level so high, there's only been 4 comparable quakes ever recorded.
Her vectors can be as wide as buildings and reach into outer space.
Yep.
Except that's about when Lucy reaches her limit.
Right. As a Diclonius, Lucy has a few severe weaknesses. Her vectors can be nullified if she's struck in the forehead, or if one of her horns are broken.
Also, if Lucy pushes herself too hard, she starts to melt. Kinda like ice cream out in the Texas sun. It's not pretty. She's just a big puddle of goop with a face, but she's still a total badass, even at her meltiest.
While suffering agonizing pain, she was capable of single-handedly halting a massive military threat, while healing and protecting the person she loved most. Perhaps redemption wasn't so hopeless after all.
Hey, let's watch her kill some more people.
They did this too at the convention. It was like, they were like, really? All right.
All right, the
Someone give it
combatants
Lucy.
are set. Let's end this debate once
Yeah.
and for all.
It's time for a death battle!
I saw like the first 2 to 3 minutes of the animated fight. Big ass eyes. Get him, Carnage. He still has that Cthulhu thing sleeping inside of him. Might be infecting her. It's like no matter what she does. Hey.
It's raining. You're bleeding. It's just starving.
Alright, so it stopped about right here. Definitely holding herself pretty up really well.
She would have to show Harry.
Yeah.
Does it hurt yet?
Her horns are out. Come on.
I'll put you out of your misery.
When? When?
I don't know.
Come on. Yeah.
Wait for it.
Oh, it's too long. It's too long.
Yes!
God damn it.
First those kids at the orphanage, then Cletus. Lucy really hates dog killers. And for good reason.
Oh yeah,
Carnage
he
was
did
a
kill a
challenging
dog.
opponent. It was incredibly difficult for Lucy to deal any lasting damage against him.
He had the durability advantage in the bag, though Lucy fighting as a puddle proved she could take a lot of pain and keep on fighting. Sadly, Carnage came up short in pretty much everything else.
Right, Carnage was tough, but not invincible. Even his surviving that gene bomb isn't quite as impressive as it sounds, since he had no other feats to even remotely back up planetary-level durability, and the bomb was more akin to a biological weapon anyway. While Carnage's tendrils could pass speeds of Mach 2, Lucy's vectors once reached into outer space. By timing her accompanying monologue and comparing the longest vector's length to the curvature of the Earth, it's clear she reached over 2,400 miles in 20 seconds max.
Way longer than Carnage's 2-mile feat.
All this means her vectors were moving at least 440,000 miles per hour, more than 500 times the speed of sound, and 250 times faster than Carnage.
Good luck getting past that. And this was really the biggest hurdle. With Lucy's redonkulous speed and Carnage's healing powers, it all boiled down to one thing. Who could hit the killing blow first? I mean, Carnage could respawn from scraps, so the only way to beat him for good was to totally vaporize him.
And Lucy had the perfect answer to that. Remember that time she hit an island so hard she caused a 9.2 magnitude earthquake and a 100-foot tall tidal wave? Such a feat would require an enormous amount of explosive energy, approximately 31,000 tons of TNT, similar to the bomb that hit Hiroshima.
It's literally compared to nuclear fusion in the Elfen Lied manga.
Elfen Lied, it's German.
The point is, in order to beat Carnage for good, Lucy needed to totally obliterate him, and she could do that.
The heat produced within the initial impact of a nuclear explosion can reach temperatures up to 180,000 degrees Fahrenheit. more than 18 times hotter than the surface of the sun.
That's
and to
instant-
top it off,
instant
heat was
disintegration,
Carnage's
then.
biggest weakness. Even if Lucy's explosive force was just a fraction of this, it would still have been far too much for him.
She just needed to smack him before he could power through her vectors,
Surprise,
which
motherfucker.
chances were pretty slim for that happening anyway, because there's a bunch of them and they're so damn fast. Hitting Carnage with a big explosion punch was way easier.
Cletus and his symbiote may have had the endurance, but Lucy's space-worthy speed, overwhelming presence, and nuclear strength won the day.
She dealt the carnage needed for a total victory and took the lead. There, I said it right, Wiz. Happy?
The winner is Lucy.
Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed the fight,
What?
you can get a first membership and watch our commentary by clicking the box.
Thank you, Chad. And if you want the battle music from this episode, you can get it in the link in the description below. You're not Chad.
Oh, nice. Yep. We'll see. Optimus Prime.
Yeah. Now here's the funny thing. When they revealed it, they revealed a short clip. It's gonna be a 3D fight, and it shows the Gundam flying to a space station, and he's just like, he calls him someone. He's just like, "There's something up here. There's more to it than meets the eye." The moment he said that quote, like, people were standing up, like, like. But anyway, that was a good fight.
Yeah, nah. It's fucking, we knew she was gonna win, man.
All right, now for the next battle, who do you think's got it? Because this is the original Gundam.
I would take the Gundam. All depends who's filing the damn thing.
Yeah. Well, we're talking about the original Gundam, so this is from like back in the 80s. So
What's the height difference? Because I'm pretty sure the Gundam is taller than Optimus.
that's a good question. The way they scaled it on the animation fight, they put them about the same height. Because you look at how Shia LaBeouf was standing next to
a
Optimus.
mobile suit Gundam? Oh no, yeah, I mean, the Gundam wing. Oh my god, hold up, right.
Yeah, they need to get more Gundam Wing characters in. But yeah, guys, that was it. Really enjoyed this death battle. Sorry that we were late on the other one. Apologies, we were moving, and there's just a lot of crap we had to do. And I was at RTX. Couldn't help it. So, but anyway, you guys saw the prizes we're giving away, the stuff I got for free. So again, if you want a chance to win that stuff, hit that subscribe button. Let us know why you deserve the prize in the comments below. And people give some amazing answers. And the funniest one by far was Doctor Strange versus Dr. Fate. The guy claimed to be a wizard who can turn microphones into cucumbers, so I said screw it. That's like the best answer I'm going to get. But yeah, so if you guys want to see us do more videos, let us know what you want us to react to in the comment section below, and stay tuned for the next death battle, alright? Anything else?
That's it. Good to be back.
Hell yeah. Alright guys, later.